Hello, and welcome back to LHS Live. I'm your host, Will Kubius. In today's show, we have packages on senior crowns, Cinco de Mayo, advice from LHS alumni, as well as the highly anticipated return of an LHS Live anchor. To start us off, we have a package on the senior crowns you saw around campus this past week.
As we go on, we remember all the times we spent together. As our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. First up to the girl in my math class.
Now let's hop over to sports with Tyler.
Guess who's back? Hi, I'm Tyler Giles and welcome back to LHS Live Sports. Starting with school sports, all LHS basketball teams beat Placer and baseball swept Nevada Union. Girls soccer beat Oakmont 2-0 and boys soccer beat Oakmont 5-0. In the NBA, Jokic is closing in on the MVP and the LA Lakers have lost 4 out of the last 5 games. In NFL news, it's draft week and I'll tell you this now, if the Packers draft another quarterback, I'm going to hit a quadruple backflip with a firm tuck straight off the Golden Gate Bridge. Speaking of quarterbacks, it is my privilege to once again say, Trey Lance or Mac Jones, the Niners still suck. And now here's some advice from LHS alumni.
Hi, my name is Pascal Marquez. I am a Zebra. I graduated back in 2015, moved over to Boston so I could study at MIT, a double major in biochemical engineering and mathematical economics. Graduated back in 2019, and then since then I've stayed in Boston so I could work as a strategy consultant. Well, anyway, we're here to talk about AP classes, and surprise, surprise, I am pro AP classes, and that's for a number of reasons. But number one reason is everything I just listed out in my background, that all stems back to AP classes. I know it's a crazy assertion, but I promise you it does. Everything else I'm going to bucket into 2 different buckets, tangible and intangible. So the tangible bucket, there's 4 different reasons. 1, it's cost effective. I mean, if you just lay out the simple math, whereas a course is going to cost you $100 now to take the AP course, multiple hundreds of dollars to take it at a community college, or thousands of dollars to take it at a 4-year university, it makes a lot of sense. And I know it sucks to make that money investment now, but I promise you 2 to 4 years down the line, you're going to be kicking yourself for taking thousands of dollars out more in student loans for an equivalent for a course that you could have taken back in high school. The second reason is the time investment. Yes, it sucks. You're going to have to invest a lot more time to study and do well in the AP course. I would say probably on average 5 hours more than a regular course. But I promise you it's worth every hour, because in college, an equivalent course is probably like 10 to 15 hours. Imagine what you could do as a 20-year-old with 10 to 15 more hours. The third reason is flexibility. Some of my peers use those 10 to 15 hours to graduate early. So they were able to graduate in 3 years or 3.5 years. I used it to double major because I had multiple passions and I wanted to pursue both of them, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without that flexibility. The fourth reason is college is getting a lot more competitive these days, and a lot of students that are applying have AP courses under their belt. So it makes a lot of sense to check off that box that you're an ambitious and hardworking student just by taking 1 AP course. All right, stepping back, intangible bucket. So there's 2 particular reasons, or 3 reasons actually. First reason is I feel like I had a lot of personal growth in those AP classes. They teach you a lot of intangible skills. So communication, both in writing and speaking. They teach you how to time manage because it's a high pressure environment. So you have to do well in all these aspects in order to succeed. And in reality, regular courses really don't give you that experience. The second reason is it gives you a lot of time for like self-reflection. So for me personally, I had to learn how I learn, which is such a crazy thing to think about, but it's really valuable to know what are the best ways that you retain information, because it's going to help you in other aspects of life. The third reason is just the things that you're exposed to. I had no interest in chemistry, And my first AP course I ever took was AP Chemistry. And little do you know, that's what I ended up majoring in college. It became a core aspect of my personality and one of my biggest passions. And I had no idea I was going to discover that before I took the AP course. So all that to say, I do recommend you take AP classes. You're going to be exposed to a numerous amount of things that may be life-changing. You're going to be pushed to your limits, so you're going to grow and develop, and you're going to bring that into other aspects of your life, and you're going to be an amazing person. And third, I can guarantee that that this is going to be beneficial for you in the long run. I promise you that. All right, thank you guys. Go Zebras.
Thank you, Ty Ty. I'm Jake Garcia with weather, and it's going to be looking pretty nice. We're in the 90s, and then we're in the 80s. It's going to be nice. Sunny, clouds, perfect. Now here's a package on the Cinco de Mayo.
Hello, my name is April Vasquez, and I'm part of ALAS. And May 5th to me is most definitely not Mexican Independence Day, as some may confuse. But instead, it's, the Mexican Army's victory over the French Empire of the Battle of Puebla. The day is celebrated with lots of food and music. I see it as a colorful day where dancing is involved, as you may have seen throughout May 5th.
La conmemoración de la Batalla de Puebla marca la primera vez que el ejército mexicano pudo derrotar a una potencia extranjera al mando de Ignacio Zaragoza.
Ignacio Zaragoza led the Mexican army against the French. It is not Mexico's Independence Day. It's celebrated more in the U.S. than it is in Mexico, but it's still significant because although Mexico had a small army, it still managed to win against a foreign nation like France.
Hola LHS, I'm Mrs. Gonzalez.
And I'm Mrs. Manzano. We are co-advisors for the LHS ALAS Club here on campus.
Hi, and as you heard from a couple of your peers in the earlier videos, today we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo, or at least a couple days from now. And what is Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo is a holiday. It is a holiday that's celebrated a little bit in Mexico and a whole lot here in the United States.
So that is the day when we see awful lots of different kinds of foods, lots of guacamole, lots of avocados, and a lot of Mexican hats. Is it okay to celebrate this day? It is, but we do need to know what this day really represents.
And what is Cinco de Mayo? Now, Cinco de Mayo was a battle that was fought in the Batalla de Puebla. It was fought on May 5th, of course, of 1862. Mexico had suspended payments to France, and they owed a little bit of money, so France decided to invade. This specific battle, Mexico won, so it was a symbol of the little guy winning, of the resilience of the smaller country being able to succeed, but they ultimately lost the war and were occupied by France for almost a decade.
So usually one of the things that we want to make sure that everybody understands is that this is not Mexican Independence Day. It is a day to celebrate Mexican heritage. It is a day to celebrate that resiliency. So yes, celebrate it, but just make sure that you know what it means and what it represents. We are here to help answer any of those questions that you might have about Mexican culture, Mexican heritage, and just be able to offer that information. We've got our Remind group, we've got our Schoology group, and you can always approach either one of us or any of the LHS ALAS members.
Have a great week, and we will see you later. Adios.
That's it for LHS Live. We hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, Zebras.